Walking on a transect needs care and practice. The team should consist of only 2 people. They should walk silently and at a uniform pace of 1.5 to 2 kilometers an hour. They should remain alert for observing prey animals. The person walking in front scans the area right ahead. The person walking behind scans the area not covered by the first person. When any animals are spotted, the observers quickly identify and count the animals and measure the distance to the animals using the range finder. It is crucial to measure the exact distance of the animals from the transect line. Any mistakes made will alter the results of the estimate. Since we usually see animals well before we come abreast of them, measuring perpendicular distance from the transect line needs a special technique. That's why one observer also carries a compass. After measuring the observer to animal distance, a compass reading of the animal's position in relation to the transect line should be taken. The measured distance and the angle will enable us to calculate the perpendicular distance later. Please note that when there is a group of animals present, the measurement should always be made to the center of the group or herd. Please also note that if the animals have moved since they were first spotted, the measurement should always be taken to the point where the animals were first spotted and not to the new position. All data, such as number of animals for each sighting, distance from the observer, and the compass bearing must be noted down meticulously in the data sheet before the observers move on. The observers must not linger watching the animals, but must move on as soon as they have collected these data. The best time to walk on a transect line is during early morning and late afternoon hours when prey animals are most active. The best time of the year for transect surveys is during the dry season, when the forest is most open and visibility is good. It is even better after a few rain showers so that the leaf litter does not make too much noise while walking. A transect is usually 3 to 4 kilometers in length. In some cases, a transect may have to be walked repeatedly to get proper estimates. It may not be enough to walk on a transect line just once. It is extremely important to have as many transects as possible to sample the entire habitat. An ideal number would be between 20 to 40 transects. All data that are collected in the field are analyzed in a computer software program known as Distance. This software takes in raw data and generates prey animal density estimates. In summary, the following points must be remembered. Line transect sampling helps us estimate the number of prey animals in a large forest area. The objectives in a line transect survey are to identify prey species, count the number of animals encountered at each sighting, and measure their distance from the observer standing on the transect line. Since animals are often seen before we come abreast of them, 2 measurements must be taken with every sighting: the distance from the animals to the observers and the angle. These 2 measurements will later enable us to calculate the perpendicular distance. Whenever there is a group of animals, the distance measurement must always be made to the center of the group. If the animals have moved from the time they were first spotted, the measurement should be made to the place where they were first spotted and not to the new position. All measurements must be accurate and they must be noted down correctly in the data sheet. Once the counting and measuring is done, the observers must immediately carry on. While on a transect, silence should be maintained. Smoking is strictly prohibited. The observers must walk at an even pace of 1.5 to 2 kilometers per hour. Only animals that are seen and correctly identified must be counted. Since there are dangerous animals in Asian forests, field workers must take appropriate common sense precautions while walking on Transect lines. For more information, please refer to chapters 9 and 10 of the manual Monitoring Tigers and Their Prey by K. Ullas Karant and James D. Nichols.